This is Nick Milionis, and you're watching MoveFace's Tech Bug segment. I'm here with Saar Gur from Charles Rivers Ventures. Saar, would you mind introducing yourself and talking about, you've actually got a background in entrepreneurship as well, so Can we discuss that too?
Sure. So hi everyone. Saar Gur. I'm currently at Charles River Ventures. I started my career actually in investment banking and then ended up starting my first company out of business school. I've been involved in a number of tech startups along the way and then ended up in venture capital about 5 years ago at Charles River Ventures. And that's where I spend most of my time focused on consumer startups.
Gotcha. And so your last venture before you joined Charles Rivers was BrightRoll. Would you mind discussing what that was exactly?
Sure. Most of my background has actually been in the ad tech space, and after coming from a company called Adteractive, a friend of mine and I both worked on helping start BrightRoll, which is a video ad network helping monetize video on the internet.
Awesome. So what were some of the key learnings that you established? Because I think for a lot of us, the idea of conceptualizing an idea and putting it in motion versus actually acting on that are two very different things. What were the key takeaways you got from that?
I think often it's just trying to find a unique insight that you have into a market where you just believe enough to, to go full time, to spend your time on it. And having been involved in a number of companies that I've tried to get going, many of which have failed and a few have worked out, I think there's a process to feeling deeply committed to the idea and the opportunity and finding ways to take small tests along the way to convince yourself that there's actually something there, and then at some point you just have to take the leap of faith. I've even been involved in a retail business where there's no way to know until you go do a build out of a store and commit. But along the way, you can test the product with consumers on the street. You can do pop-up restaurants now in ways that you couldn't before, and basically test the demand for the product, people's reaction to the product, and then eventually you have to jump and go buy a food truck or build a physical store. I think the same thing happens in tech, where if you can sign a customer and you can see a path to signing many customers, you can get a lot more excited about leaving your day job.
Are you investing in food trucks anytime soon?
We don't do that at Charles River, but yeah. But I've looked at a pretty wide range of investment opportunities over the years.
Yeah, we did a lot of food trucks, so we're always interested in the space. So that's great. So with Charles Rivers now, what is your particular focus? You said on the consumer side. So what kind of ideas and also what kind of entrepreneurs are you looking for?
Sure. We definitely are looking for companies that can change the world, and we do that across a wide range of industries. We were lucky to be seed investors in Twitter, so I'd say we'd love more Twitters, but we do that across a pretty wide range of industries, from semiconductor companies, energy companies, lots of enterprise companies, and I think are pretty open-minded. Ultimately, we want to find really talented entrepreneurs that have a unique insight into a big market and folks that are capable of executing and doing something awesome.
Absolutely. So one last quick word of advice for everyone out there?
Good question. I mean, lots of advice. I think
probably couldn't do it in one word.
Yeah, I've got lots of scars on my back from all the things that I've learned. But I think that don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to fail. I think for us, a lot of great entrepreneurs fail many times. To ultimately find the market, get conviction in things, and failing is part of the process. We see a lot of folks who are really hesitant to be entrepreneurs or to start things just because they're so worried of failing. Where many of the great entrepreneurs we know, they're sort of used to failing as a part of the process, and they don't let that hurt their ego, etc.
Awesome. Well, Saar, thank you again. Really appreciate it. And you guys are watching MoveFaces TV. Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, Saar. That was awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.